With head coach Pete Shinnick, I'm Tommy Thrall. Great to be with you today, Coach. You go up to Shorter, Rome, Georgia, get a nice win.
Yeah, very excited to come back with the victory. We made it a little more interesting than I would have liked, but really pleased with our guys just continuing to get better and improve each week.
The offense really looked like it was in a great rhythm there all night.
Yeah, Mike did a great job of really taking what the defense gives us. That's one of the keys to the quarterback play here at UWF. I mean, we really try to read the defense, really try to, see what they're giving us, and then take advantage of it. And really, for the most part, you complete over 70% of your balls. He was reading the right things and seeing the right things most of the day.
Pretty much exactly what you needed after a tough week the week before against Delta. Got some guys' confidence back up again.
Yeah, I think so. I think, from an offensive standpoint, excited about how we executed and what we did. Didn't run the ball as well as I think we're capable of, but that was really more by Shorter's design. They were packing the box, putting a lot of guys in there, and we just decided if they're going to do that, then we'll throw the ball, and that worked out pretty well for us.
Taking a look at how things went, well, it was a fun day. Offensively, it was the defense, actually, that put up points first. Marvin Conley with a nice pick six.
Yeah, great job by Marvin. Just fantastic, being in the right place at the right time. We had just gone 3 and out as an offense, and what a great way to pick up the team and just get everybody fired up and put us up 7-0.
Really taking advantage of kind of a miscue. It was a pretty well-thrown ball. And then Mike Beaudry really got in sync with his receivers. Antoine had a huge day.
Antoine played his best game of the season, which is very exciting to see. We drive the ball down, and Austin Blake Smith gets his first touchdown here at UWF. Tried to change up some things in the red zone, do things a little differently, and it really paid off for us as we were able to finish drives. Great pressure really all day by our D-line. Excited to see Dre and John Williamson getting in there and getting a sack.
Able to get some pressure, and when you guys wanted to, you guys were really able to shut down the run.
Yeah, I think they had 55 yards, 56 yards on the day rushing. Great job just closing the gap, squeezing the offensive line, putting them in a bad situation. Great deep ball here by Mike. Kevin Grant just going up and getting that thing. Great to see him just, strong arm that and go up and grab it. And then Mike, called another play similar to the one we scored on. They caved in the left side with the offensive line there, and he just kept running and found his way into the end zone.
Mike ended up running the ball 14 times in that game. Was that by design?
Not really. I don't think we called one quarterback run for him. He did boot one time and keep it, and he did pull one time on an inside run, but most of those were just scrambles. Saw Mike Charles make a sack right there, and then another deep ball by Mike to Antoine Griffin.
That was a perfectly thrown ball, and we talked earlier, great day for Antoine. He'll be on the show a little bit later, and then he was able to get it done with his legs after the catch, too.
Yeah, and here's A.J. Seward. Excited to get him. He's been, A.J.'s been playing for us a lot, doing a lot of different things, and to get him a touchdown, that was awesome to see.
And then Griffin, again, kind of helping Mike out a little bit on a play like that.
Yeah, we thought we'd have that play earlier to Antoine, actually, and Mike got a little pressure and had to move up in the pocket, and then they did a great job finding each other on the scramble drill.
Well, just an excellent job. Reggie Barnes there making the tackle, and then once again, Griffin, why not? Nice move, end zone.
Yeah, he really, he scored on a touchdown that got called back, and then we tried him deep and missed him. We really went to him 3 times in a row, and then a little energy and excitement in the locker room here. Our guys singing the UWF football fight song, so fun stuff.
Good stuff. Well, it was a lot of fun. It was a fun game offensively, and when you look at Mike, not only did he get it done with his legs, but through the air, it seemed like, as good of a day as he did, his receivers had a much better day.
Well, they did. You saw guys that were dialed in. You saw Kevin Grant make a play that's been an incompletion later or earlier on in the season. You saw Caleb Robinson come up with some big catches. We didn't mention him. And then Antoine, which is very exciting for us because we need him to play at a high level. We need him to have the energy and the life that he had on Saturday for us to compete here the rest of the season.
You had 11 different guys make catches in that game.
Yeah, and that's just part of the offense. We really don't feature somebody. We really don't say, hey, you got to throw here. We really do a lot of reads. We do a lot of progression in what the defense gives us. And Mike did a great job of just spreading the ball around and getting different guys involved.
The defense didn't allow you to run the ball much in that game, but Leroy Wilson, we saw a lot of him.
Yeah, Leroy, Chris Shores was working on an injury. which we've gotten him back 100%, and felt like this would be a good opportunity to get Leroy some looks. He'd had a really good game against Delta. Wanted to get him started, and excited about what he's been able to do. So we really feel like going into this week, I mean, with Leroy and Anthony and Chris, we've got 3 guys that are playing at a high level at the running back spot.
Well, let's talk about the defense. You know, you look at the yardage that they allowed, and it really only came on a handful of plays. You have a couple of guys get burnt in different situations. If not for that, the score looks a lot different.
Well, it does, and I think, you know, the difference between offense and defensive football, obviously, when the defense makes a mistake, it's typically 7 points. You know, last week against Delta, we missed a couple of deep shots that would have resulted in 14 points. This week, we missed a couple of coverages, and we missed a couple of opportunities to tackle in the open field. And all of a sudden, you do that, and 3 plays now account for 150 yards and 21 points. And, you know, that obviously changes the scope of the game, how it's played out, what needs to take place. But I'd say, you know, 90% of the time our defense was on, and the mistakes that we made are correctable.